2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
We're the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And an inspired rendition of our national anthem. Really getting warmed up here, just moments away. We'll be back right after this. Hi and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. Hi everyone, this is Kevin Harlan, and joining us tonight, Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. And reporting from the sidelines, our very own David Aldridge. And let's check out a breakdown, looking at some stats for Simmons.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage, and it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, Joel Embiid and the Sixers have been through a lot in the last 5 years. At the beginning, there were so many losses on and off the court. But trust the process became a mantra, one that Embiid embraced. He said, I think a lot about what I went through, how it prepared me to be a better man. I really feel like I'm the process, and the process is about me. Kevin, the process has turned out quite well.
Thank you, David. Both these teams, Doris, relying tonight on the execution in their half-court game.
A little bit of a throwback, sort of an old-fashioned approach tonight. Don't worry, we're going to have plenty of highlights. It is the NBA. We know there are great players on both sides of the ball, Kev, but how about this ability to execute under duress of a 24-second shot clock? It's going to be really interesting to watch.
Look at the 76ers starting group. The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And for Brooklyn, Jared Allen is out there with Taurean Prince. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Temple in at the 2-guard. Now here's Embiid. In the game against New Orleans, very impressive. Shot clock at 5. Here's Simmons. And it's sent back by Allen. Harris with it. Pass to Allen. Dinwiddie kicks to Temple. Back to Dinwiddie. There's the 3. Hits it from three-point range. Dinwiddie's got the first points up on the board here for Brooklyn. Dinwiddie against Simmons. We're about 1 minute into the first. Horford the pass to Richardson. High, arcing shot, and he sinks the layup.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
Dinwiddie against Simmons. Harris outside. From past the arc. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Yeah, they took advantage of some porous defense in that one and really got the shots they wanted.
Give them some credit. I'll tell you this, Greg. They caught an opponent on a very off night defensively, and you take advantage. Simple as that.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
And that one misses.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can at times be unstoppable.
And he's good on the second. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
Now, here's Richardson. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. Here's Richardson. Offensive rebound. And the shot goes in from Embiid.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. There's the pass to Allen. Here's Prince. He can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Horford. For Philadelphia, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Yeah, how about the concentration by the 6'10" Simmons? Ridiculously good at completing these chances despite the D's best efforts.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And the free throw line was a problem spot for him in their last game. Really struggled up there.
That one misses for Simmons.
The first pick in the 2016 NBA draft, Simmons has been a phenomenal addition to our league.
Now here's Dinwiddie. They had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Raptors in Toronto. Prince kicks to Temple. Just 4 to shoot. Over Harris. Temple can't get it to go. And Simmons has got the ball here for Philadelphia. Inside, Horford. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Dinwiddie finds Harris. Back to Dinwiddie. Passes it to Prince. And it's sent back by Horford.
Well, this is how Al Horford gets it done as a rim protector. His anticipation and his positioning are exceptional.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Simmons against Dinwiddie. Harris outside. Back to Dinwiddie. They need this, and he hits the jump shot. Dinwiddie's got 5 now.
Boy, Spencer Dinwiddie, it's a rare opportunity in the mid-range, but he's got the kind of touch necessary to make it.
Outside, Simmons. Pass to Horford. Down low. He's looking for Embiid and finds him. Excellent D there from Allen.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
3-on-3. Lobbed up there for Embiid.
And passes like that demonstrate the winning mindset Simmons has. A guy that wants to get his team involved.
To the right side. To the inside. Al Horford with the rebound.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. And here's a look at some of the most multi-dimensional players in the NBA. Not only can they pass, they can fill it up. The highest scoring point guards this season. 5th best, Spencer Dinwiddie.
And this is a group of guys who have that uncanny knack to simply score and put points up while they find ways to get the rest of the team involved. Really the complete package.
You know, they truly are. Whether it's one-on-one situations or staying within that team framework, that is a gifted group offensively. And, you know, you said it. Their ability to put up big points from the one guard spot is what really sets them apart.
Temple can't get it to go.
Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to.
And until their playoff run, the Brooklyn Nets weren't a team we thought of as a free agent destination. And Doris, you almost forget that they play in the biggest market in the country.
And Greg, who would have thought that in New York and Los Angeles, arguably the most competent franchises would be the Nets and the Clippers. These are two of the historically dilapidated teams no longer content to play second fiddle in those major markets.
Here's Temple, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Back to Allen. Goes back up. He lays it in.
You know what? That's all about hustle and a nose for the basketball. Tremendous job on the offensive glass by Jared Allen.
Simmons passes to Embiid. Dinwiddie against Simmons. Shoots over Dinwiddie. Here's Embiid, and Embiid throws it down.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
Harris passes to Allen. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Boy, picking Jared Allen, number 22, back in 2017 has paid off for the Nets. This guy is proven already in his early 20s to be an NBA caliber starting center.
Shooting 2.
Free throw, good, Allen. And Jared Allen grew up in the Austin area and played near his home at the University of Texas.
Yeah, Kev, just one season with the Longhorns. He really came into the league considered a project, but boy, his development is truly ahead of schedule.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
And guys, I think the future is so bright for Jared Allen. We're talking about an athletic, mobile big man who has already proven to be an accomplished two-way player.
Jordan, he's checked in for Jared Allen. Here's Thibault. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. To the paint, here's Simmons. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
And what patience from Simmons on offense. So skilled at making the D feel nervous when he has to rock.
In the middle of the season, Doris, some teams now just beginning to find their stride, their rhythm. How do they now maintain it?
Yeah, I think at this point of the year, you've established your rotation. Players know when they're going to come in, when they might be subbed out. I think it's about sort of finding, keeping, and maintaining that rhythm and execution that should be very, very well ingrained in your guys' habits.
I know you've played this way, but when you know your role, when you know the minutes and the rhythm, as we were just talking about, I think for a player that's huge. Am I correct?
You are. Know your role and star in your role.
That's off as well, so he misses both. And coming into this season, questions about whether the Sixers could retain their star players. Well, Greg, they shuffled the decks, but they still have great talent.
Swapping in Al Horford for Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson for J.J. Redick. The Sixers still in the mix to come out of the East. And after spending his first NBA decade with the Clippers, DeAndre Jordan bounced around last season. Remains a supreme athlete and rebounder, though, at that center position. Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. And a nightly double-double threat is DeAndre Jordan, but some dissatisfaction with his play last season. Greg, why was that?
Well, I felt like his impact has tailed off just a bit from his peak with the Clippers. Sometimes the great athletes have more of an adjustment as they enter their 30s.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Joel Embiid. And so Jordan nails both of them.
Well, how about the 2008 NBA draft? DeAndre Jordan becomes the 35th pick and becomes an all-star for the first time in 2017. Boy, really an example of what can happen when you put the work in.
The 76ers shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
That free throw, no good.
And he has been grinding away to get himself to the line. It hasn't always turned into points, but he's doing a lot of the dirty work for them.
He hits the second from the line.
Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
The 76ers leading by 4. And Simmons kicks to Ennis. And it's blocked by Jordan.
DJ twice on the pipes. No, sir. Get it out of here.
Musa passes to Pinson. Ball's knocked loose, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. And Doris, you think about how hard this Brooklyn team competes. I think they take right after their head coach.
I don't think there's any doubt, Kevin. Coach Atkinson is still willing to get on the court and jump into drills with his players. Let's remember, going back to the early days of his career, he was a player development coach. And before that, yes, he even played. That effort and willingness to break a sweat very much reflected in his group.
Now here's Ennis. He's coming off a 10-point game against New Orleans. Simmons left side. 6 on the shot clock. O'Quinn. Great D that time from Jordan.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pass to Musa. Here's Pinson. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. And it's blocked by O'Quinn.
Just such nice timing by O'Quinn on that block.
Claxton, no good. The 76ers leading by 4. Here's Thibault. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Outside Jordan. And there's the pass to Pinson. Clock at 6. Passes to Musa. A steal. And now here comes Simmons leading the break.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Pinson passes to Musa. Poke loose. Lobs it up for Jordan. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
DeAndre Jordan simply a force around the cup. This guy has rare athleticism.
The 76ers leading by 6. Kicks it to Simmons. 1:21 left to play in the first. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you look at the cast-offs that have found success in Brooklyn, Doris, a great part of the Nets story.
And I think what the players appreciate is the team that gave them their first real shot to play significant minutes. That buy-in and urge to prove themselves a part of what makes their culture special.
That's good from Simmons. The 76ers making a switch here. Korkmaz is checked in. He's perfect from the line this time.
And he's had his troubles at the line tonight. Unfortunately, that's nothing new. Just glad he was able to convert right there.
Here's Pinson. And the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. That is his first foul of the game. .111 left in the first quarter of the game. Jordan kicks to Nwaba. Pass to Pinson. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots over Scott.
And you know what? Call it great defense or poor offense. Either way, they're limiting their scoring. Just doing the job on the backboard. And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit, Greg, for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
Here's Pinson. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Pass to Jordan. From deep, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Philadelphia leading by 10. Here's Korkmaz. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Five on the clock. This one for 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. And the 76ers lead by 13.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip. And guys are making their shots. That's critical.
And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for the Philadelphia 76ers. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We come back right after this. Al Horford provided some insight on why he decided to sign with Philadelphia.
What put me over the edge to make this switch is just the depth that I saw with this team. It's an up-and-coming young team that we have a chance to be good for many, many years, and it was something I wanted to be a part of.
Playing for a historic franchise, Greg, they've got, of course, the great fan support, great history, something Horford relishes.
A great choice. A team with depth and youth. They have a chance to be good for a long time.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. Guys, 76ers pretty much in control here, it would seem.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys have done a great job guarding multiple positions.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Philadelphia, they've got Korkmaz. Mike Scott out there with Kyle O'Quinn. Then it's Simmons. And it's Ennis in at the 3 spot. Here's Pinson. Here's Musa. Cans it from downtown. Musa's got his second bucket tonight. That was starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Korkmaz kicks to Simmons. Teardrop shot. It's deflected. Here's Pinson. They get it back. And Jordan slams it home.
DeAndre Jordan's athleticism is simply unreal. You want evidence? Go check out his posterization of Mr. Brandon Knight.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David.
Shooting two.
And he makes the first. So it's such an honor to be on this with you. And you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
And there's the call on Tobias Harris. That's his first foul. Allen's checked in for Brooklyn. Taurean Prince comes in for Musa. Here's Jordan. He has 6. Prince, right side. Clock at 4. Allen trying to break free. The shot, no good. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. They'll be playing host to Miami for their next game. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Korkmaz.
Well, you love the defensive mindset that Jared Allen brings on a nightly basis. What a contest right there.
Dinwiddie drives in. Prince, the pass to Jordan. Five to shoot. Harris outside. Allen trying to break free. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And the pass to Korkmaz. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Dinwiddie outside. Passes it to Harris. It's stolen by Harris. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Here's Harris. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Okay, Jared Allen, we see you making that look for a big man. That's a pretty pass.
Embiid, the pass to Richardson. Back to Embiid. And they double up Embiid. And Jordan sends it back. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. And Brooklyn making a change here. Temple's checked in. And here's Harris from the arc. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. And that'll be his third foul so far. Nets trail by 8. Dinwiddie outside. And the call will be against Al Horford. That is his first foul of the game. Dinwiddie outside. Pass to Temple. Shot clock at 6. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. And now it's only a 5-point Philadelphia lead. You know, Doris, at times, he's been the Nets' best player. Spencer Dinwiddie rewarded last season with a 3-year, $34 million extension.
Well, I think he's earned it, Kevin, right? Because he has started for them, he has come off the bench, and to this young man's great credit, he has accepted and excelled in either role. And I'll tell you, it's unusual for a point guard at 6'6". He has done nothing but enhance his versatility.
Here's Richardson. After the basket by Brooklyn. Horford finds Harris. And he's good on the 3-ball. Harris has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, this is an example of the court awareness we talk about with Al Horford. This guy's a very willing passer.
Here's Temple. He's coming off a 16-point game against Toronto. Dinwiddie outside. Here's Allen. Oh, that's blocked. Here's Harris. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now. Nets trail by 8. Dinwiddie dishes to Allen. Prince against Harris. Deft touch on the alley-oop.
Boy, phenomenal decision-making from the young guard. Spencer Dinwiddie, nicely done, putting it on time and on target.
Now here is Harris. He's got 9. Buries it down low. Harris has got 11 points.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
A finish. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Grady's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
The game is shifting towards skill and finesse, but there are those players who thrive in this league who are like bulldozers and force the issue inside.
Well, a guy like Blake Griffin, who is such a physically gifted basketball player, enters the league as one of the great dunkers, but has now added a three-point shot, still can play bully ball. But for me, the most ferocious at-the-rim scorer and the guy who's probably most underrated aspect is his strength is the Greek freak. Giannis Antetokounmpo at the rim. Good luck and good night.
I don't know how you do it, right? I mean, how do you defend that?
Impossible.
Indeed. Brooklyn with the ball after the Sixers pick up 2. And Temple kicks to Prince. Pass to Dinwiddie. Looking for Allen. He gets it there. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Embiid.
And a one-year player at Texas. Jared Allen came into the league as a bit of a project. He's got ample playing time to develop in Brooklyn.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And Greg, safe to say, Allen's defense is ahead of his offense.
Yeah, but his mobility and leaping ability serve him well as a finisher, providing that vertical spacing teams like to have inside.
And the 76ers making a change here. Scott's checked in. Second free throw, no good.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Richardson, and a slam dunk by Richardson.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. 5 points in the game. He feeds it to Allen. Knocked away. Goes up again. Rebound by the 76ers. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
Yeah, some history here, though. Of course, they won that first round series in last year's playoffs and ended up sending them packing. I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive.
Here's Prince. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Tries again. He takes it up and lays it in. Prince has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, you love the persistence on the offensive glass. All about effort right now.
It's Richardson on the wing. Dinwiddie covering. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The 76ers have made 5 of 10 free throw attempts, a lot of misses.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
The first one falls. Some changes for Philadelphia. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Al Horford. And Simmons subbed in for Tobias Harris. And Richardson drops them both. And the Nets with possession here. They trail by 16. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Here's Musa. He's got 7. Over to the wing. And stolen by Simmons. And he finished it off with a lay-in. Simmons got 12 points in the game.
A lot to like about the way they're playing right now, but still plenty of time left.
You do like that the offense is humming along. They're putting in the effort to distance themselves.
Here's Musa. The pass to Claxton. And that one, good.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
A lot of switching on every possession in the NBA from a defensive standpoint, and you see the way Doris offenses are adjusting to that.
Yeah, I think number one, you have to attack the switch. That's first and foremost. And it's an interesting balance between attacking and being patient. Because the one thing you're ultimately seeking in every switch is a favorable matchup for yourself. That's where a critical thinking guard who knows where to find and put the ball is so critical to your success.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. So it's Philadelphia now. They led by as many as 18 points. Passes to Thibault. Back to Simmons. Floats one. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
Yeah, and checking out some stats here for Ben Simmons. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. Second in assists, second in steals,
and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage, really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And going back to him being second in assists, it's his ability to control the pace of the game, his peripheral vision. That makes him such a great floor leader. And so it's Ennis bringing it up now for the Philadelphia 76ers. 15-point game. And again, Philadelphia turns it over. And while we can, let's have a look at the 2K leaderboard to find out who have been the most efficient scorers in the NBA this month. Number 1, Jared Allen.
It would be hard to imagine him shooting the ball much better than he has. He has been on fire.
Pinson passes to Musa. 1:24 left here in the second. Pass to Pinson. Shot clock at 5. Another shot, and it's blocked by Simmons.
How about the balance and body control? Simmons able to send that one packing.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
For Brooklyn, they have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for the Nets. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time.
Boy, that's not the result I would have predicted. Usually you can take those to the bank when he's at the line.
Left side, Scott. Al Simmons had a 24-point outing in their last game against New Orleans.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well.
Here's Nwaba, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
And here's Ennis. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Simmons passes to O'Quinn. Second chance shot. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
250 pounds with broad shoulders. Kyle O'Quinn. Tough to contain this guy inside.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
And that one falls for O'Quinn.
You know, to me, very quietly, Kyle O'Quinn does a lot of different things very well. He can score it, he can board it, he can pass it, and he can defend at a high level. That's a lot to like.
And so O'Quinn nails both of them.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Here's Pinson. Pass to Claxton. The shot missing. Simmons with the defensive effort. And we've reached halftime in this one. 76ers lead by 15. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
I think we played. I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. It's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
A good start. We'll see how they finish. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. The first half mercifully coming to a close. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny's here. Shaq is here. What a game it's been for Tobias Harris. He had 13 points and 1 steal. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, shooters were popping open right and left. Exceptional ball movement. Guys racing off screens, spotting up, knocking down shots. That's the way you play basketball unselfishly, and it was superb, and they exploited all the weaknesses of the defense.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. We've seen a tremendous game from Harris.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Garrett Temple. Then it's Joe Harris. Then it's Taurean Prince. And it's Allen in at the 5, down low. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And that one goes long.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
What we know unequivocally is Spencer Dinwiddie is far more than a terrific basketball player. Let's remember, he scored 1,400 on his SATs. His mom was a professor at USC, and there's something very special about being raised in an academic environment.
And the call will be against Al Horford. That's foul number 2 for him. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Nets trail by 15. And Doris, you talk about Dinwiddie's book smarts. His parents wanted him to attend Harvard.
Yeah, he chose instead, Kevin, to attend the University of Colorado, believing the Pac-12 would be a better stepping stone to the NBA. And think about it, even now, this guy not shy about challenging authority. He will keep his coaches on their toes.
Now, here's Richardson after Taurean Prince's miss. Shot's good by Simmons.
I admire Simmons' ability inside. That's where he's an elite finisher.
Dinwiddie against Simmons. Now here's Prince. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Dinwiddie kicks to Temple. Tries from 16, and he gets the bucket. Temple's got 5. Philadelphia leading by 15. Richardson outside. With the teardrop, Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 5 assists in the game.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He has 5. That one good for 2.
I'll tell you, this guy excels at using his speed and his big body to cut inside. Nice job, Spencer Dinwiddie.
Simmons dishes to Harris. It's stolen by Harris. And here we go. Harris heading to the hoop. Count it. Harris has got his second basket of the night. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Richardson the pass to Embiid. Back to Richardson. And the foul called on Jarrett Allen. That's foul number 2 for him. Embiid inside. He's against Allen. Embiid, no good. And so it's Dinwiddie who brings up the ball for the Nets, trailing by 13. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Back to Harris. 6 to shoot. Dinwiddie outside. Here's Allen, and it's sent back by Horford. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Clock at 2. Hits the three-point bomb. Harris has got 5 points now this quarter. Philadelphia leading by 10. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right, he stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
A hard worker who really ferociously strives to improve. Simmons tonight has been unstoppable at the offensive end.
And Brooklyn has possession after the Sixers pick up 2. And the pass to Embiid. Richardson outside. Embiid kicks to Simmons. Passes it to Harris. Shoots the 3. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 6 assists in the game.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now here's Dinwiddie. 7 points in the game. And the rejection by Embiid. Here's Richardson. And a slam dunk by Richardson.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. And after he missed the first 2 seasons of his career, Greg, with a broken bone in his foot, would injuries be your main concern for Joel Embiid?
Look, no doubt about it. As long as he's healthy, he's an all-league performer. Still, 7-footers carry a lot of weight in our league. He wants to prove he can play big minutes. They just got to make sure they protect him.
Korkmaz checked in for the 76ers.
All right, a moment to check out the stats for Temple, how his last 10 games have gone. He's right around 13 points a night, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I'll tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
Allen finds Dinwiddie. Looking to end the run. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Here's Korkmaz. 5 points in the game. Kicks it out to Richardson. The 76ers need to get off a shot. For 3, Harris. Rebound, Brooklyn. Allen's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. On the wing, Harris. Guarded by Harris. Prince trying to free himself up. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. And that one drops. That's now 8 points for Allen.
Boy, that's a little bit of toughness and concentration. Jarrett Allen under duress of the defense. Nicely done.
Richardson. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Lets it go from the wing. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Nice job drawing the contact on that move. Jared Allen, very difficult to contain because of his length.
So far in the game, he's gone 2 for 4 from the free throw line. No good on that one. Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Dinwiddie outside. Jordan finds Temple. Here's Dinwiddie, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Philadelphia gets called for the foul.
One thing you have to love about Spencer Dinwiddie is his confidence. Here's a guy who knows he belongs, and he's proving it with his play night after night.
The first free throw is good. The 76ers making a switch here. Ennis is checked in. And so he makes both from the line.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
Richardson outside. Pass to Harris. Launches a 3. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Jordan's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Back to Dinwiddie. Off target from outside.
Well, after hitting 1 triple in the first half, it's been all radio silence since.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Well, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this past summer.
Wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers, and I think it makes sense for both sides, and he fits nicely next to Embiid.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and boy, he's bounced around a bit. Has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
Musa, he's checked in for Dinwiddie. He hits both from the stripe. And with Harris, he's been moved so many times. You know what, Greg? You forget he's still quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just starting to enter what should be the prime of his career. Has improved every offseason and is a great rebounder and scorer.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. Richardson left side. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Here's Nwaba. Pass to Musa. Here's the pass to Claxton. Lets it fly from 18. Pinson, that's good. And it's Ennis with the ball for Philadelphia. They led by as many as 18 points. Passes it to Richardson. It's good. The assist that time from Ennis. Richardson's got 14 points for the game.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance.
Here's Pinson. It's hauled in by Harris.
I'll tell you, you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back.
Ennis with the ball. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Back to Harris. Got a piece of it, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. With this break in the action, we can see the top passing teams in the league, courtesy of the 2K leaderboard. The 76ers third.
And a team that shares the ball will create opportunities for the right player to score.
Nets trail by 16. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Here's Musa. He's got 7. Back to Jordan. Here's Pinson. Rejected by Harris.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Harris has got 20 points.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
And again, it's the Nets missing. Philadelphia leading by 18. Inside. And slam dunk by Harris.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Yeah, well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for the Nets.
One shot.
That's good from Harris. You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition.
Timeout called, the Nets.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
And a chance here to check out some stats on Spencer Dinwiddie.
The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run, putting up about 24 points per, 8 assists, and 3 rebounds. He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it to me is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. Can't hit that one. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Here's Nwaba, guarded by Harris. Lobs it up for Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Jordan's confidence has just grown over the course of his career. DeAndre, for much of it, averaged less than 5 points per game, especially those first couple of years. Look at him now.
Here's Thibault. He's got 6. Pulls up. Another miss by Philadelphia. Nets trail by 19. 1:19 left to play in the third. Dinwiddie finds Jordan. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
Get on Tobias.
Harris, right side. Pass to Embiid. Here's Thibault. Back to Harris. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It goes on Spencer Dinwiddie.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Harris.
And after attempting no free throws in the first half, now he's putting the defense back on its heels.
The Nets making a switch here. Temple's checked in. Philadelphia also making some changes. Scott comes in for Ennis, and Simmons subbed in for Richardson. And Harris drops them both. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball. Bringing it up now for the Nets. Pass to Jordan. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Now the pass to Dinwiddie. Clock at 6. Pass to Temple. Here's the 3. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got 15 rebounds here tonight.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Claxton, no good. The 76ers leading by 21. Simmons looking it over. A floater, and it's good on the layup. Simmons got 6 here in this quarter.
And really, Simmons is nearly impossible to contain when he's sprinting to the hoop. An athletic behemoth who causes defenders fits.
And so it's Philadelphia, riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And we'll be right back after this. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Taking a look at the 76ers, we've got Ben Simmons, Mike Scott out there with Tobias Harris. Then it's Joel Embiid, and it's Thibault in at the 2-guard spot. Now here's Embiid. Not a lot of room, and it goes down 2 points. Embiid's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Philadelphia. Here's Temple. Here's the teardrop. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Embiid. Doris, isn't it interesting that we're seeing some teams with more 3-point attempts than 2-point attempts?
It's incredible, Kevin, that every year over the last decade you see more 3-point attempts across all 30 NBA teams. And think about the Houston Rockets. In each of the last 2 years, the Rockets have actually taken more 3s than 2s. This is the evolution of the game. It is not going anywhere. There's 2 high-valued shots in the league. restricted area twos. That means point-blank opportunities at the rim and three-point shots. And everything else in between seems to be getting lost.
And some changes here for the 76ers. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Embiid. Raul Neto comes in for Tobias Harris. And Trey Burke subbed in for Ben Simmons. And both free throws good for Temple. And Philadelphia has possession. Here's Neto. Pass to Burke. Softly drops in the floater.
Boy, that's beautiful touch on the floater. And let's remember, not everyone has that shot in their arsenal.
Temple, the pass to Jordan. Back to Temple. Over Burke. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the three. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
That one, no good. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Pass to Karuch. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Now, Kev, we're talking about a guy with great size and length and athleticism. DeAndre Jordan just keeps pressure on the defense.
Neto, the pass to O'Quinn. Burke looking over the floor. A three-pointer off the mark. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. And Luwawu gets it to go.
Listen, even average three-point shooters are going to make that shot. Defense must be better.
Burke, the pass to Thibault. Here's O'Quinn. Here's Neto. The pass to Burke. Takes the three. Buries the long-range jumper. Burke's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Here's Jordan, and O'Quinn sends it back. And he's able to get it back. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Temple. No good off the back of the rim.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But, Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. You know, Doris, you and I love history. And we were talking the other day, you and I, about Bill Russell and his 11 championship rings. You think anyone's ever going to break that record?
I think it'll be close to impossible, Kevin, and the reason is, number one, there were so many fewer teams back then for Bill Russell, in no way diminishing the greatness of one of the game changers, both between the lines and outside the lines. Bill Russell will always be an historic figure, but it's very tough to compare eras. There's now 30 teams, nutrition, conditioning, coaching. There's just so much more information in the current era.
First free throw is good. Kurucs was the 40th pick and wasn't expected to contribute, Greg, in year one, but his strong play as a rookie has helped rescue a Nets team that was teetering on the brink with the loss of Karis LeVert.
You know, they had guys who could shoot, and they had guys who could defend, but no one who could do both. Kurucs can hit open threes, and with that 7'2" wingspan, a factor defensively.
The drive by Simmons. That shot misses. The Nets have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Here's Musa, guarded by Simmons, down low. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Well, we've seen that a time or two from Mr. DeAndre Jordan. Nice, easy finish with that dunk.
Passes it to Simmons. He kicks it to Horford. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got assist number 8 now on the night. Musa passes to Karuch. Nets passing it around. Here's Luwawu. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here.
Boy, this guy has run this play so many times. DeAndre Jordan understands how to read the defense.
Yo, whose man's is Simmons?
Outside, Simmons. Or some of these players are making more money on endorsement deals than on their NBA contracts. I mean, I just shake my head at that, don't you?
It's an amazing time in which we live because the power of social media and the understanding of today's athlete that their brand is significant and that their brand extends outside of the lines of competition. You see so many men who have overseas opportunities, whether you're talking Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell. They understand the power of the face and the talents they bring to the table. Truly, truly remarkable young men.
Remarkable indeed. Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Jared Allen's checked in for Musa. Torian Prince comes in for Ellenson. Joe Harris is checked in for Rodions Kurucs. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Luwawu Cabarro. Here's Allen. Simmons with the defensive effort.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort, you see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Prince's shot is good.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Now Simmons, pass to Embiid. Back to Simmons. And it's blocked by Jordan.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the 76ers. On Wednesday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. And then on Friday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks.
And it's going to be home game after home game after home game for this group. So they got a great chance to string together a number of wins given how strong they've been playing.
Free throw drops for Temple. Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. So he makes one of two as the second one misses.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
And there's the call on Garrett Temple. That's his first foul. Timeout called the 76ers. Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Horford has a wide open look. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And it's 7 points for Horford.
Al Horford's shot is just so pretty. Doesn't get a ton of lift, but boy, is he accurate.
Allen up top. Kicks to Temple. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop, even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure, whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Pass to Prince. There's the dish to Dinwiddie. To the inside. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Harris is checked in for Joel Embiid. That one is off. Doris, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a four-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happen. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a three-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about 4-peat.
Dinwiddie passes to Allen. Good work defensively by Horford.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. The Nets have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Here's Karuch. Lets a floater go. He doesn't hit that one. In the corner, it's Richardson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And for the Nets, they're shooting about 45% from the floor in the fourth. Dinwiddie outside. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, when Spencer Dinwiddie puts his head down and goes to the contact, he is unafraid and fearless.
Now here's Burke. Dinwiddie covering. And here is Burke. Shoots over Ellenson. Another miss by Philadelphia. Now here's Dinwiddie. He's guarded closely. And so it's Ennis bringing it up now for the 76ers. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Al Horford is checked in for Bolden. Tobias Harris comes in for Ennis, and it's Ben Simmons in for Trey Burke. That one is no good. And a four-year player at Baylor, Taurean Prince, something of a surprise lottery pick back in 2016. But Greg, he's become a very valuable player.
You know, he's one of those two-way power wings that it seems every team wants. A dependable three-point marksman who holds his own defensively.
Check Simmons.
Dinwiddie against Simmons.
Hey, yo, right here.
Richardson outside.
Yo, set it up.
Out to Harris. Over Harris. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Dinwiddie's shot is off.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
And Harris gets it to go on the assist by Simmons. And now it's 27 points for Tobias Harris. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Temple. Richardson covering. To the middle. Harris dishes to Prince. Here's Temple. Headshot off. Good work defensively by Richardson. Philadelphia's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark, shooting the three ball well. Simmons passes to Horford. Bucket is good.
I love it when Al Horford is challenging defenders to stay with him. Use your physicality, big man.
1:27 left in the fourth quarter. Prince, right side. And it's sent back by Horford.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the 76ers.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Ben Simmons.
What a selfless effort tonight. He's done such a great job finding guys in their appropriate spots.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Raul Neto's checked in for Philadelphia. Burke comes in for Ben Simmons. And Harris drops them both. Doris, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it could go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level, but I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So, listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens.
Jonah Bolden's checked in for the 76ers. And the free throw, no good. Philadelphia's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Neto kicks to Horford. And there's the pass to Burke. He's off on that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Pinson. Passes it to Ellenson. Here's Karuch. And that one drops for him.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Al. You guys do it as a five-man unit on the floor. How did you come together for this win?
Just taking good shots on offense, trying to, getting stops on defense. We challenged every shot. We just played hard tonight.
Great effort and a big win, Al. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.